Welcome back to the second episode of the Mindfulness podcast. My name is Wilhelmina, and today we're going to talk about emotional independence. Emotional independence is something that I believe is important in our daily lives, especially with interactions with other people. And we're going to talk about what does that mean, what is needed to be able to embrace it and how to implement it in your daily life. It's also important to go over when do you know that you have mastered it. Okay, so let's start with what does it mean? Emotional independence. Emotional independence is staying within your own energy, regardless who is around you or what is being experienced around you. For instance, if you walk into a room where people are very angry because they are discussing something, and you walk in that room, you feel the anger and you don't embrace it or, become angry as well. You stay within the state of mind that you entered it. That's how you become emotional independent, or that's how you will know that you are emotional independent. And it's more important, when you have interactions with people, when somebody is angry with you and is accusing you from all sorts of things, or trying to put you down, and you are experiencing that and becoming angry yourself or becoming disappointed or sad, instead of just watching that person as an emotional independent individual, you watch this person, you hear this person, and you allow yourself to remain objective. You hear the words, and you also know the energy behind the words, why this person is angry, why this person is aggressive, or why this person is sad, whatever emotional state this person is in. You understand it, you observe it, and from a clear, pure point of view, you share your thoughts when that is asked or when that is appropriate, and you remain within your energy. So that's emotional independence, and this is something that I've taught in many of my past workshops, and I felt it's important to share that with you all, because this is one of the most important state of being that I believe we need to be in to be able to continue our growth and our existence in our own energy. Okay, so what is needed to be able to embrace it? To be able to embrace it, you need to know yourself. Of course, self-awareness, again, is key. You need to understand who you are. And if something triggers you to not allow you to stay in your own peaceful energy or whatever frame of mind you were in previously, you are invited to check and see, why is that? Why do you feel attacked, sad, or whatever energy you integrated with, and look at your own life, and see where a certain conditioning maybe, or a certain way was allowed in and now is seen as natural, but truly isn't that natural. So allow yourself to self-examine, self-analyze, and find the true meaning behind your action. And then next time when this happens, because there will always be a next time, you are more or less invited to, and maybe sometimes you can see it as a test, to see if you can remain within your energy, to see if you can remain within the state of mind that you started off with. And if you don't feel personally attacked, even though that person is personally attacking you, but you see it as their problem and not yours, that's when you have embraced emotional independence. So emotional independence is something that's, you need to grow, but first, of course, need to be aware of. That's why I share this in this podcast. Become aware that there is an option. become aware that you are in charge of your emotions, and become aware of the fact that even if you experience it again after doing the work, some work still needs to be done, and something else may be the cause of the trigger. It could be that you were more tired that day, more emotional that day, or that person that actually is causing that has a stronger effect on you because you have a strong bond or a strong love even for this person, and you have different expectations for this person. It's far easier if somebody comes at you in an angry state of mind that you don't care for, or that you don't know that well, or that you are distant from. And it's far easier then to stay in that emotional, independent state of mind. But yeah, test yourself. See it as a game, and take it light. Don't be too hard on yourself, and that's with everything that you do and encounter. Don't be hard on self, because that's only working against yourself and creating self-inflicted boundaries that really obviously doesn't help you in your growth or in your happiness or fulfillment. So, when do you know that you are mastering this? You will know when you have mastered this, when you can step into this situation that I described before. Let's stay with the same example. An angry person that you love, in this case, is coming at you with an accusation, trying to blame you of something, even if you have done it or if you haven't done it, it doesn't matter, but that tries to blame you of something, and yells at you, and you look at this person and you remain within the same state of mind that you entered, and can listen and wait for a second, or know what to do. Maybe it's time to just leave the room and come back when that person's temper is a little bit more at ease. You can suggest that to that person. I think it's better for me to step away right now, and I'll be coming back in a few minutes. Then we can discuss this further, because I think it's time for a breather on your end, or whatever words will be okay. When you meet an angry person, no words mostly are okay, because they see everything as something that attacks them. So it's not always about you, it's always about them, when they are feeling attacked as well, as the same thing as with you. So read the room and see who you have in front of you, see what would be best, and walk away and come back when the time is right, and then share your point of view. And sometimes, it takes only a few minutes or a few seconds. Just take a breather and say, I understand where you're coming from. That helps to ease the mind of the individual that is angry, because understanding is important for human beings, and especially when you're in that state of mind. So if you can say that, I understand where you're coming from, and then explain your point of view if you feel it's the right time, and if not, then walk away and come back, or even write a letter, write an email, write a text, and scan when the right time is there to fully communicate about it again. Okay? But the most important thing is that you remain within your own energy. You don't feel attacked. You don't feel angry, sad, or whatever emotion is going on. You are emotional independent and respecting each other, but most of all, respecting your own self. And don't let others attack your energy field, or talk you down into a spiral where you feel lost, sad, or emotionally attacked. Okay? So I invite you all to practice this. Next time you are entering a room, or have an interaction with somebody that has a certain emotion that you normally would adapt to, just scan yourself, observe yourself, and see how you feel, and take some deep breathers, and try again. Don't expect things to happen instantly. It can be, but if not, it's fine. The most important thing is that you have the intention to work on it, that you have the intention to make you stronger on that field, and then keep moving forward and doing your best, and stay the best version of self. That's all we can do. That's all we can control, and that's all that is important. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you. It's a short but important message, I believe, and I would love to hear your experiences, as you are moving onwards in life and are practicing emotional independence, and see how it feels, when you start experiencing it for the first time, from the inside, you may be very calm, but from the outside, you may be smiling, and be careful when you smile, because I had that when initially I realized that I was completely emotionally independent in a certain situation. I started to smile, and that brought a lot of anger to the person that I was talking to because they thought that I was laughing at them, but that was absolutely not the case. I was just laughing at this or smiling at the situation and the realization, like, oh, wow, this is so powerful. And for me to have experienced it several times in my lifetime doesn't mean that I always experience it. We are human beings. So again, it all depends on what situation you're in, what state of mind you're in, what frame of mind you're in, and flow with it. It's the most important thing is that you are aware of this, and that you realize that you're flowing into emotion that's not yours, so you can pull on the brake faster instead of going to the turmoil or to the abyss and staying in it for a little bit, or longer than when you are in aware and in charge of it, and switching around and pivot to a better frame of mind. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's all that I want to share about emotional independence in this episode number 2. And until we meet again. Bye bye.